Yeah, first down there. You notice here, we're moving the ball, but we haven't done anything silly mistakes here. We're, got a timeout here.
Who took the timeout here, Shane?
I'm not sure who took the timeout right here.
We'll stay here with it, guys. Obviously some positive things going on right now in this drive. We're getting some running room up the middle. The line's doing a good job making some holes there. Again, I think it's almost a must that we have to get something on the board here before the halftime and not give them the ball back with enough time to, us not come up empty-handed and then let them drive it down and more points on the board here.
Right. Yeah, and then they're going to get the ball to start the second half on the other side of that. So, we just got to continue to do what we're doing here. A score maybe will lift our confidence a little bit.
Yep. I mean, you kind of got them on their heels right now. Keep attacking them. Put this ball in the end zone.
Here's Nathan Allegan again. He's going to keep it himself again. He breaks a tackle, now comes out the left side here, spins, maybe get one out of the deal with that.
He worked hard for that one.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He tried to go up the middle there, and they had that clock, and he tried to jump it outside. He did a good job getting half a yard.
Second 9 from the 43-yard line. Nathan handoff. Do stare at this time. He'll break a tackle, flag on the play, and he'll get out for about an 8-yard gain here, and we'll see what the flag is for. Holding on Eastern.
Here we go. We had a timeout, just like in basketball. You got to stop it when you call a timeout. They call a timeout, get 1 yard, and then we're going to get a penalty on a big run, a decent run here. Kind of stop our momentum that we had going.
And that's a killer. I mean, with holding, it's a 10-yard penalty and kills our momentum, really.
So that brings up a second 19 now from Eastern's own 47. Nathan Allegan again. He's going to keep it himself again up the middle. He's going to gain about 5 or 6 on that play.
Looks like I'm going to have somebody down.
Is that Jones? Looks like Jones. Jones is down, so we'll say we step away for a moment. Hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be back to you. You're listening to Musketeer Football, WSLM of Salem, Indiana.
Last year, this is what a touchdown sounded like at a high school football game without fans. Touchdown, Tigers! Without you there, Indiana high school sports just weren't the same. But this year... a touchdown will sound like a touchdown again, because you'll be there to experience it. High school sports are far better with you in the stands. That's because high school sports are about more than the game. They're about the community. They're about the fans in the stands who come together to cheer for the leaders of tomorrow.
Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Knight, and I just want to welcome you back to the stands. The students and schools deserve your support.
This is high school football. This is Friday night. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome back here to Eastern High School. As as they're helping Jones off the field. Hopefully he's all right.
Shane said somebody climbed up his leg there on that last play.
Everyone needs.
Mikey wants to play another commercial now.
He's putting a little bit of pressure on it, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
Well, 3rd and 14.
I think you gotta do something different than up the middle right here.
Yeah. It's only going to work so many times until they kind of catch on.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've caught on.
Yeah. Well, you look at how they run their offense and how we do. They probably ran 15 plus different plays. We've ran about 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we're not keeping them on their toes guessing or anything of what we're going to do. We're going to get a
Ball start.
go back 5 more yards.
Well, that'll bring up a 3rd and 19 now.
So the 5 yards Nathan gained, we just lost back to where we were after the penalty. So all that momentum we had on this drive, we've lost from one penalty that's just kept adding up and adding up.
Looked like they were trying to run the screen there and kind of underthrew him there at his feet. I think we had a good pass there. We might have a little something going.
Yeah.
Score update down at Southridge at the end of one quarter. Southridge 7, Salem nothing. We knew that'd be a tough battle for the Lions down there.
Of course, Southridge had they lost that quarterback from last year where he was drafted 12th in the MLB draft.
Yeah. What's his name? Colson Montgomery?
I think
Colson
I
Montgomery.
can't remember the Montgomery now.
Like you talking about a stud athlete now.
Oh, yeah.
That dude played football, starting quarterback, basketball was a stud, and then baseball kind of speaks for itself what he did there.
I think he could have went about anywhere in any of the sports.
Oh, yeah.
Well, on a positive note, the Hoosiers picked up a big recruit for basketball today.
Did they? I didn't hear.
Yeah, he committed today, so Newton boy, shooting guard.
Is that Jeffrey Newton's brother?
I don't know. Hopefully Newton and he played and brought us a little luck.
Not sure.
You know, I know Indiana hasn't played any games yet, but Coach Woodson's done everything right to this point.
So far he has, yes.
You know, got a little excitement. You know, I don't think we're getting the respect right out of the gates of what, we should, but I think we can compete in the Big Ten and, make a showing in the tournament.
If anything, there's a lot of excitement, right out of the gate here.
So here's Stuckey with a little screen pass to Crawford. He's going to get met by Dallas Sterrett.
Great tackle.
Yeah, it was.
We're going to need several more like that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. We got pressure on the quarterback, and then we had the coverage, and, they had nothing. But before, we'd give him all day to step back and just pick us apart, and he had to go down and check down pretty quick.
That's probably the hardest hit we've had all night right there.
Yeah.
Well, there's no secret to it, Mike. I mean, if you can get pressure on the quarterback and make him rush, you're gonna make some plays.
There's Stuckey again. He's looking deep, pass across the middle. Missed tackle there, and he'll get it out to about the 50-yard line, enough for a first down.
There you go. You have time to set up, plant his feet. Once he does that, he's got a cane of an arm.
Yeah, he's getting rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
He knows where he wants to go with it, and if it's not there,
two wide receivers on the right side, one on the left. Here's Stuckey out of the gun again. He's looking all kinds of time. He shakes the tackle, is going to run it himself, and going to get close to a first down on that run. It looks like he's going to be marked about a yard short.
I mean, for a sophomore, he is very intelligent and smart about the game. I mean, he was looking downfield and thought, don't risk it. I can get positive yards here, and got a 9-yard gain out of it. Here comes Jones. He still looks like he's not 100%.
Stuckey directing traffic here. 4 seconds on the play clock here. Pass to Crawford on the left side. He's going to cut it outside here, break a couple tackles, and he's going to be gone.
So I would bring it 30-0 with 5:01 to go here in the half. Now, they're going to be a tough team to put out of the sectional.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I know you know a little bit about Paoli and stuff, but I haven't seen them play. I don't know that anybody in our sectional has anything for this Triton Central team besides maybe Paoli.
Yeah.
And going forward, I think they will be the home team because we got the bottom draw.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be a home team, I believe, next week.
Yeah.
Well, they went for 2 there and pass deflected, so no good on a 2-point conversion. And the score will remain 30-0. Triton Central over our Musketeers with 5:01 to go here in the first half.
Guys, I'd like to take a second. Thank our the guys that helped me with the ground crew, painting the field and stuff this year. Dwight Cook, Quentin Hurley, and Phil Stumler. You know, they helped me paint the field. It's a lot of work, as you guys know. It takes some time to get out there and do this every week, and I like to give them special thanks helping out.
Well, we definitely appreciate what you guys do up here, and I'll tell you, this field is the best it's looked, in my opinion, since we've had the new grass up here. It's really stuck, and, we've had some rainy weather here for a couple weekends, and it stayed pretty good.
It stayed, there was some, it was pretty soggy at times, but, I think we've done a good job this year keeping it in shape, and with them guys helping out and stuff. You're right. I think it does look good.
Yeah, it looks real good.
It stayed in pretty good shape.
Usually by this time we see it's brown, pretty brown, but it's still got a lot of green left
in
it. Yeah, it does. They're going to go to Adams one more time. He'll bring it out.
I think they're kicking away from Sterrett, And if you see them line up on this side, just flip-flop them.
Well, a lot of times what you can do is you can line the guys up to get together.
Yeah.
And then make, where they're going to kick it.
Yeah.
They don't know who to kick it to, so then when they kick it, you can split, Sterrett go after it.
I'm still waiting to know, Shane. When are we going to put a logo in the middle of the field? We're going to paint the end
that way. When you come out and help, we'll do it.
I'll come out. I don't know what I can do, but I'll come out and watch you guys.
Adams in motion, hand off to Jones. Jones breaks the tackle, is going to get about 3 or 4 on that run.
It's just we talk about this week in and week out. You watch our runners. We just slowly watch, methodical, watch things happen. Don't hit holes hard.
Right.
Dallas does a pretty good job.
Yeah, he does.
But you watch our opponents when their running back gets it, they're full-blown gone.
They know they're going to get hit, and they just...
Their vision's good because they can see, if they need to cut left or right or whatever, You got to hit that hole hard.
Split backs again. Keeper by Nathan. He's going to gain another couple on that. Keeper. We're under 4 minutes now here in the first half.
3rd and 1. in all honesty, they haven't stopped us offensively. I mean, we've stopped ourselves on every possession with penalties. And
here's a handoff to Sterrett. He'll break a tackle, get it out to about the 45. A great run there for a gain of about 11 or 12 yards.
And we, like I said, we've had some good runs like that. We'll get it down on their side, and then we shoot ourselves in the foot with the penalty.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to clean that up. And I think we could have already scored a couple times if we wouldn't, you know, got them penalties.
That's been the story of the last couple of weeks right there. I mean, that's Adams in motion, hand off to Sterrett again. He'll break a tackle, and he's going to get about 7 or 8 on that run. Another good run by Dallas Sterrett.
I don't know how you just don't call his number every time right now. I mean,
he's running hard. Yeah, I agree. You know, and you got on that right side there, you got Perez and I believe it's Caleb. Yeah, Caleb King.
Yeah.
I mean, you got two pretty good size. I mean, you can run the ball right there.
You know, 12 seconds going on the play clock. We just get to play, and that's another thing we've got to get better at is here's the penalty.
All start on the Musketeers.
We're just not very disciplined, you know.
So instead of a 2nd 4, it'll bring up a 2nd 9 now.
And you really can't say it's because of youth.
Yeah.
Because look at the other side of the ball there. I mean, they've got plenty of youth. And,
well,
you know,
at this point of the season, you're a year older now, so youth's thrown out the window. Score update from Camelsburg. The Senators are now up 42-0. So they'll be advancing more likely.
Another one here.
Brings up a 2nd 14 now.
You go from 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 14. You know, it's, I don't care who you are, what team you are, that's tough to come back from.
Down to 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 30-0 Triton Central at Toys. Pass across the middle. Pass complete to Adams, and I believe it's going to be enough for a first down.
Right, yeah.
Good throw, good catch.
Yep. Guys, we talked about it. That middle's wide open. I mean,
right,
they got single coverage. I mean, I think we can get some big yardage right there. I mean,
I think we're a little hesitant because we can't run the ball with, you know, Sterrett stuff. So, but in all honesty, I think that would help our running game more if we can get that middle everyone to keep them honest.
Well, the other thing, I think we got to go quicker. You give them time to set up, see what we're doing, look over things. It just hurts us. So I think we got to go
can't
quicker.
have too many plays in the book here where we kind of know what we're doing. Yeah. We do a lot of the same things. So
Nathan's going to look to throw again. He's going to go deep to Adams. Overthrown a little bit there.
And, you know, once again, he had his mind made up where he was going with that.
Yeah.
You know,
and he had double coverage down here.
Yeah, I looked over there, and, you know, Garrett's guy done seen then you look over there, and Garrett's standing in the end zone, so we got to do a better job there.
You know, even a little pump fake there.
Yeah, pump fake.
Like you're going down that right side, and then you, like you said, you have Garrett wide open in the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, what's...
So 3rd and 5 here. A minute 19 to go. Bad snap. I believe we're going to fall on it here.
Triton Central going to take a timeout.
As we'll step away here, word from our sponsors. You're listening to Musketeer Football on WSLM, Salem, Indiana.
High school sports fans, this is IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and I'd like to introduce you to new Assistant Commissioner Brian Lewis.
Thank you, Paul. I can't tell you how excited I am to be part of the team.
We know you're going to excel in your role. High school sports have been a huge part of your life.
That's right. I played high school sports, I coached high school sports, and I was an athletic director.
You truly live high school sports. Tell the fans why they're so important to you.
Because high school sports are education-based athletics. And as a former teacher, I know firsthand how effective they are in teaching lessons outside of the classroom.
Real life lessons.
100%. They teach teens how to overcome adversity.
How to work hard. How to get better every single day.
Absolutely. And I think most importantly, how to be part of a team.
Well, Brian, welcome to our team.
This is your team. This is your community.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. 4th and 5 with 1:12 to go. Cody Bannon in the game now. Handoff to Stair. Double. Now we're going to go deep from Tuish. Oh, that's going to be underthrown. Coach Martin down there.
I think he wanted the interference.
Okay.
But I guess maybe because it was underthrown, they didn't call it.
Yeah, probably uncatchable pass. I don't know what they call that, but
well, that's something we ain't seen.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah. I mean, something different.
First and 10 from the Triton Central 42s. Stuckey being patient.
Guy wide open.
Wide open pass is complete to number 9. That'd be a gain of about 25 yards there from Stuckey to Mason Compton, and to hooked up a few times here tonight, because they're going to go quick now. We're under a minute. Stuckey under center again. He's going to down the football.
I'm like you, Mikey. I mean, how smart is that? Get up there, down it, stop the clock. I mean, they're very disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're pretty impressive. And, you know, going forward, this is kind of like what we would like to be at. You know, disciplined, smart, you know, running different plays.
Well, I mean, I think with Cody in the years to come, with his arm and ability, we could have a quarterback that can do this kind of stuff.
Sure. Stuckey again, looking, being pursued. He's going to break a tackle, going to get out of bounds here, going to gain about 7 or 8 on the play.
You know, smart play. Just take what I can get out of bounds. He could have tried to cut it back upfield and get more yardage, get the first down, but, you know.
Get out of bounds, stop that clock. Because right now time is, you know, your enemy trying to get it into the end zone. So,
well, we know they're probably pretty close to field goal range right now.
Oh, they were in field goal range 20 yards ago. He is an impressive kicker.
Oh, yeah. 40 seconds to go.
We might see him on Saturdays.
3rd and 5.
Yeah, he's only going to get stronger being a sophomore.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
Delay game.
So that's one thing that they won't be happy about after the spike ball and try to get, you know.
They made very few mistakes tonight.
Yep. So now 3rd and 10. Stuckey out of the gun, rolls left. Now he's going to look real deep here. Pass is going to be intended. Oh, going to be caught for a touchdown. Almost intercepted by Andrew Adams. Went right through his hands. Number 12 from Triton Central, Chase Chandler, with the touchdown.
35-yard throw.
And I think that was probably his worst throw all night.
Yeah.
He got a lot of air under that.
You say that, but he was also rolling this way.
That's true.
So, I mean,
getting hit.
Yeah. $36-0. Triton Central on top of the Musketeers here, trying to make it 37 with the PAT here. Kick is up, and it's definitely long enough, and it's good. 37-0.
Now we'll go to, I believe, a running clock.
It will be. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it starts till the second half, though.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
You know, now we got the mercy rule in basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna,
Yeah. And, you know what? I've heard a lot of different opinions on that, and I got to be honest with you. If you're up 35 points, it needs to be a running clock. And I've heard people talk about stats and their good players not getting their points. Well, if you're up 35 and he ain't got his points yet, there's something wrong.
Right.
I mean, so.
And that's a bad look. If you're up 35 points and you're trying to still put your stats in, I mean, that's not a good look on.
And to be honest with you guys, we've all watched a ton of basketball games.
Right.
Typically, you don't see 35-point ball games.
Doesn't happen. Even when you are getting beat pretty good, I mean, rarely do you see.
But and on the flip side, if I'm getting beat 35, I want to run a clock.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to get out of there.
And I've heard the thing, well, it cuts away time away from players that necessarily don't get to play a lot. Well, do you think those players really want to be in there when they're down 35? Here's a breakaway by Adams. He'll be good around.
He slowed up. You see, he kind of slowed up. He had but needless to say, it was a great run by the rest of the year.
Yeah. Up to where'd he get it to? 45?
45.
He's got 25 seconds here.
Looks like Cody Bannett's in now with 25 seconds to go in a half.
He'll go out of the shotgun here. Here's a snap. He gets a little bit of time here. Pass across the middle, intended for Nathan Tuish. Right through his hands. Cody's got a pretty good arm, for a freshman. He can throw it.
Adam's not happy giving the official stuff, just comes over and slams his helmet down, so.
Not sure what's going on there.
Here's Cody. Pass complete to Garrett Drury as he'll be pushed out of bounds. He's still
getting a face mask on that too.
Yeah.
Took his helmet off.
A personal foul. That'd be another 15 right there. So we got 12 seconds to go. I think you're gonna have to try to go to the end zone now.
12 seconds to go here. Why not? I mean, throw a pick. I mean, what?
If you do, I'm not. Kind of hard to go over unless you got. I don't know. I'm not sure how many timeouts we got left.
We may have one.
At least one. Here's an opportunity. If you just get 15 yards, I'd try a field goal at least.
Now here's Bannett. He's looking to throw. Throws deep. Pass is intercepted by Triton Central with 6.2 seconds to go. So we'll set up at about the 12-yard line. They have to go the length of the field with 6.2 seconds to go. And at
this kid's arm, it may happen.
Yeah.
They just take the knee and get to the half. So at the half, the Musketeers trail 37-0 to Triton Central. Guys, it's just the same stuff we've talked about before the game and every game here lately.
They're good, like you're saying. They're very good, and they're better than us. I want to be honest, they're better than us, but they're not 37 nothing right now at the half better than us.
No, I agree 100% with you guys, and we've shot ourselves in the foot on this deal, and I think now if I'm sitting in Coach Dean's shoes, I'm working on things for next year.
Yeah, why not? we'll be back here. We'll step away here, work from our sponsors, get a Commissioner Corner here from this week. We'll be back at you here, get back, start the second half. But you've been listening to Eastern Musketeer Football on WSLM, Salem, Indiana.
Last year, this is what a touchdown sounded like at a high school football game without fans. Touchdown, Tigers! Without you there, Indiana high school sports just weren't the same. But this year... a touchdown will sound like a touchdown again, because you'll be there to experience it. High school sports are far better with you in the stands. That's because high school sports are about more than the game. They're about the community. They're about the fans in the stands who come together to cheer for the leaders of tomorrow.
Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Knight, and I just want to welcome you back to the stands. The students and schools deserve your support.
This is high school football. This is Friday night. This is your IHSAA.
Everyone needs a passion.
Young people, especially,
That's one of the reasons why high school sports are so powerful.
because they give student athletes purpose, something to be passionate about. I'm Sandra Walter.
And I'm Robert Falkins. We're both assistant commissioners for the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
And we're passionate about preserving the purity of high school sports.
They're the purest form of sport left. They're played on a level playing field.
And they're played for school and community pride.
They promote sportsmanship and build character.
And this year, we are thrilled to welcome back our passionate fans
So buy a ticket to your school's next sporting event.
and experience the passion and the purity of high school sports.
The athletes and schools deserve your support.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA. Last year, Friday nights were still game nights. But one thing was missing. You. This year, tickets to Friday night high school football are available again. And when you buy yours, you're buying so much more than a ticket. You're making a contribution to your community. That's because the proceeds from ticket and concession sales help fund your school's athletic department. That means you're helping provide transportation for the players. You're helping purchase new safety equipment. Most importantly, the game continues to get played. And the invaluable life lessons learned from high school sports will continue to be taught.
Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Knight, and I just want to say welcome back, and thanks for buying a ticket. The students and schools in your community deserve your support.
This is high school football. This is Friday night. This is your IHSAA.
High school sports fans, this is IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knight, and I'd like to introduce you to new Assistant Commissioner Brian Lewis.
Thank you, Paul. I can't tell you how excited I am to be part of the team.
We know you're going to excel in your role. High school sports have been a huge part of your life.
That's right. I played high school sports, I coached high school sports, and I was an athletic director.
You truly live high school sports. Tell the fans why they're so important to you.
Because high school sports are education-based athletics. And as a former teacher, I know firsthand how effective they are in teaching lessons outside of the classroom.
Real life lessons.
100%. They teach teens how to overcome adversity.
How to work hard. How to get better every single day.
Absolutely. And I think most importantly, how to be part of a team.
Well, Brian, welcome to our team.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Chris, last year was a challenge,
It was quite a challenge.
but we overcame it.
That's what life's all about. Overcoming challenges together.
And I'm so proud of our entire state and our local communities for persevering through this year together. I'm Indiana High School Athletic Association's Assistant Commissioner Carrie Schludecker.
And I'm Assistant Commissioner Chris Kaufman. Last year, we learned something that high school sports have always taught kids. How to overcome challenges through discipline and teamwork.
Our student athletes do it year in and year out.
And last year, they did it with limited to no attendance.
But this year, fans are back in the stands, and we want to see your enthusiasm.
So we're challenging you, the fans,
to buy a ticket to your school's next sporting event
and help the whole community persevere.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Robert, are you going to a game on Friday?
Yep, I've already got my ticket, Carrie, which we both know as Indiana High School Athletic Association Assistant Commissioners is much more than a ticket.
It's so much more. When you go to a high school sporting event, you're making a contribution to your community.
That's right. The proceeds from ticket sales go right back to your school's athletic department to help pay for things like facility maintenance and officiating crews.
And just by being there, you're encouraging the student athletes in your community to achieve their goals.
They need that encouragement. They need high school sports in their lives.
They really do, because they teach important life lessons like how to be part of a team.
And it's the team that provides a sense of community.
Which is why it's so important for the whole community to come together to support their high school student athletes.
So join us and buy a ticket to the game.
You'll be supporting your entire community.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell with the Commissioner's Corner. It's our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, you're in the midst of championships almost every weekend around the state. Unified football going to DeKalb. You're now at the regionals in soccer. Team tennis, Carmel wins that one. Cross country going on, and the first round of the football championship starts Friday night. So it is, in fact, very, very busy, and there have been some great competitions and some great stories around the state.
It has been. Anytime you crown a state champion, it's a great story. And we were able to do that with the DeKalb last weekend at Grand Park. It was such a great event. And, the kids competed. It was a competitive game, back and forth, and it was really down to the last couple minutes before the winner was decided. So it was a lot of fun. And then we gave out the Bobby Cox Mental Attitude Awards for the second time to an athlete and a partner athlete, which is just something the association hadn't done until this past year, and we were certainly happy to do that also. But yeah, it's great. And how about football? We're ready to roll.
Yeah, we are. We had a little weather last week. We're hopeful that that's it. But it's a massive undertaking. I don't think people recognize how big a thing this football championship is. And kudos again to the local schools, the host schools, and their volunteer workers and everyone who comes out and does what they do to make it possible, because without the great administration of that event, you don't have a tournament.
You don't. And again, we are a member organization, but the work that gets done across our 407 member schools on an annual basis, weekly basis, just as we've said many times, to keep the light on for kids and allow them to wear the uniform that supports their community is phenomenal. And we've got great athletic directors, school administrators, coaches. Parents are getting out the meals. They're feeding these kids this week, getting them ready for the tournament. I tell you, the other one is watch Assistant Commissioner Falcon's work, his magic in getting officials to every location across the state for this upcoming Friday night. And, that's a big task also.
We've talked about that before, and with COVID and all the things going on, and you're seeing labor shortages around the state in just about every area. I did not think about that until you mentioned it, because hard to play without the officials, impossible basically to play without the officials, and to get them on a good year when things are going well is still a complicated and difficult process.
It is. It's a process that you start working on as soon as football starts. I know Assistant Commissioner Falcons has observers that go out, and he has crews that are eligible for maybe state championship weekend. He gets some eyes on them to make sure that they're to the caliber that we want in state championships. But it's a process that goes on from the beginning until we get to the state championship, and those crowds and those officials get to work one of the 6 games that we have on championship weekend.
Yeah, and it's a big deal for the officials. I mean, as they move themselves up professionally and move from a sectional to a regional and a semi-state, and ultimately, hopefully, they're able to work a state championship games. There's a lot of pride involved with that. But the bottom line here is we're getting ready to play a tournament. And you and I talked about this before. You know, the end of careers. We're going to see the end, unfortunately, of a number of high school young men's football careers on Friday night, and it is a difficult thing to deal with.
It is. It's such a. I think back, Bob, to my memories of that, and I can remember when I played my last high school basketball game for North Posey High School in the old Princeton gym. I remember in the locker room, and I'm not afraid to admit it, start crying. Because it was such a special time for me and most kids that you get to wear that uniform and it goes by so fast and that period of time is over. But fortunately, the memories will remain and you'll always be able to talk about the good old days of high school and participation and be able to take those lessons learned and turn them into other things that you get to do through the rest of your life.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Sandra, tell me your favorite thing about Indiana high school sports.
Well, Chris, as a fellow IHSA assistant commissioner, I don't know if I could choose just one. Tell me, what's yours?
It's the little victories, the day-to-day achievements of student athletes, the real character-building stuff.
Absolutely. One of mine as well. All the hard work off the court, the field, the mat, the deck, those defining moments during practices that the crowd never sees.
Exactly. And we don't celebrate those victories enough.
We don't. And there's an even bigger victory we need to celebrate.
That's right. We welcome fans back to high school sporting events across Indiana.
So, buy a ticket to your high school's next athletic event. The schools and student athletes deserve your support.
They need you in the stands now more than ever.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
I'm New Store Manager Shelby Lehman, and I'm excited to see you at our store in Salem. The big one is back. The Shakaroni Pizza is back at Papa John's for a limited time. This extra-large pizza with big, foldable slices is packed with extra cheese and extra pepperoni, and it's just $13. Plus, for each Shakaroni sold until October 21st, Papa John's will donate $1 to the Papa John's Foundation, benefiting local and national charities. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. And we're still looking for drivers and insiders. Apply today at papajobs.us.
This is Becky White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hello there, and this is Jalen Hoare over at John Jones Chevrolet Buick Cadillac in Salem, Indiana. Fall is beginning, and I know that everybody is hearing of all the shortages of cars, but that is not true whenever it comes to John Jones Chevrolet. We've got over 550 used cars, 210 being just at our Salem location. With those vehicles, even though they are pre-owned, we do offer financing options. A lot of those are including $0 down. Now, with those used cars, we are accepting trade-ins. Trade-in values are better than ever and probably better than we will ever see again. So with that being said, give us a call over at John Jones at 877-473-5546 or check out our inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com.
At John Jones CMC, you see so many because they pay so little. This is Becky White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hey everyone, Taylor here from John Jones Salem Service. Time for that fall maintenance, so if you've been putting it off, the time is now. Stop in and get a free 27-point inspection and a free alignment check with any service. Call today at 877-473-5546 to make your appointment, or just stop in and see us. 1450 South State Road 60, Salem, Indiana. We look forward to seeing you.
At John Jones CMC, you see so many because they pay so little. See Celebrity Home Loans in Salem, where everyone gets treated like a star. Come experience the star treatment with us. You'll never go back to the ordinary home loan experience again. Stop in today and see Dennis Baxter, branch manager of the Salem office, to start working on a new home loan or refinancing today. They've served nearly 50,000 families with over $15 billion in loans. Stop in and see Dennis and his staff. They're ready to work with you today. As a star, you expect the best, and that's all Celebrity Home Loans has to offer. Nothing off the rack. We're talking fine living, designer fashion home loans around here. Come by today and see Dennis or Autumn at 18 Public Square, Suite A, or call for an appointment. 812-883-0670. Remember, at Celebrity Home Loans, you're the star.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School here. As the teams are coming back on the field now. Halftime score 37, Triton Central, the Eastern Musketeers none. Mikey, Shane, tough first half for the Musketeers here, and kind of same old story.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We turnovers and penalties. We're back to the penalties. Not a false starter or offsides all last weekend, and I don't know how many we got to. We got at least a half dozen of them here in the first half, and some personal foul calls and just things that we're to be honest with you, we're not good enough to make those mistakes and give ourselves a chance to win.
No. Yeah, that's definitely really got to clean up the second half and see what we can do. And I think if we can clean up that kind of stuff, we've moved the ball and then just shot ourselves in the foot with a penalty here and there, and kind of shuts us down. It'd be interesting to see if we could go a half without making silly mistakes.
And I think you got to, if you're Eastern, Mikey, I think you got to start this half at 0-0 and just try to win this second half here, and take out a positive going into the off season here and try to build, something looking into next year and what you have coming back as far as your personnel and just get better from it.
Yeah, I agree. It's 37-0, but I can't say that they actually stopped us on offense more than we stopped ourselves. But this team here is just fundamentally sound. They got a passing attack like we haven't ever seen before, in my opinion. But yeah, I agree. We got to go into the second half. You find out what kind of competitors you have on your team. It's 37-0. Are you just going to go out here and go through the motions, or are you going to go out here and compete and try to get better for next year, like you said?
Yeah, I agree. I think, you use this second half to, get some guys out there that maybe have played a lot, see what you got, especially at the varsity level. It's a big difference from some of the guys that maybe been playing JV and stuff. So, you go out the second half and kind of open up the playbook, do some different things, and you don't have nothing to lose. Get the guys to play hard, and that's the one thing, we are so easily, something bad happens, we get down. And you guys know, playing sports, you can't do that. You got to fight through it. Even if, you get down, you make 2 or 3 mistakes, you got to keep fighting. And that's, I think, that's what your coaches want to see in it. Put the guys out there, he keeps fighting. That's going to, give you a good idea who wants to be out here.
Well, they're going to get the ball right here, so we'll see what kind of message Coach Dean sent to the team here at halftime. See if they come out and fold, or we come out and get a stand here and try to get this ball back here without giving up anything. Got a score update from South Ridge for you at halftime. Salem's tied this thing up 14-14. So good ball game down there in South Ridge.
Yeah, I agree.
And they were missing their quarterback last week down at Charlestown. Caleb Tucker did not play. I think he was a holder on the PATs. So he was nursing a little bit of a not an injury, but dealing with some arm fatigue, and I don't know if it's a muscle or what, but he's back at it tonight. I know that's a big part of their attack here because with Danny Bowling being under center, and then he's another weapon that they have when Caleb is his quarterback. And so good luck to the Lions down there tonight. If they can bring home the victory, it looks like West Washington is going to come home and move on to round 2 of the sectional as we get ready to get started here in the third quarter action as Eastern set to kick off. And they're going to try an onside kick here as Triton Central will recover it as number 46 for the Tigers. Peyton Burris will fall on it.
So real quick, it's going to should be a running clock here in the second half, I believe, until it's under 35. We got Coach Lincoln Jones, new baseball coach, going to come up and talk here in the second half a little bit towards the end of the ball game. Excited to have him part of the program. So,
yeah, it'll be good to get him up here on the radio. We'll, never talk to him on the radio. It's stuck. He rolls back. He's looking left. And he's going to be brought down for a huge loss.
But we had 3 guys, and he went under the first 2.
Yep.
With great pressure, good start for the Musketeers here as a 10-yard loss.
So it'll bring up a second 20.
My question is how long you leave him in the ballgame up 37-0.
Right.
I'd be real surprised if you see him too much after this third quarter, if any at all, and maybe sooner than that, depending on they.
Well, they got 4 more quarterbacks they can go to.
Crawford in motion. Here's a snap to Stuckey. He's looking down deep. He breaks the tackle. Going to be brought down for another loss. Caleb King getting some.
Where was this an hour ago?
Zach Fitz getting some pressure on Stuckey back here in the backfield.
Yeah, we're getting good pressure. You're right, Mikey. What was it?
Third 23 here now. As whatever message that Coach Dean sent in the locker room for the time being looks like it's paid off a little bit here. The guys have come out with a little bit of fire under him as Triton Central Stuckey's getting the plays. He'll come back in here with a third and 23 from their own 36.
Well, he may want to change them talks for next season and give the halftime before the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Halftime talk.
So that's not the first, we've talked about that's not the first time we've seen that. Now Stuckey, a snap. He steps in, pass across the middle. Pass is complete to Crawford, and he'll get enough for a first down. Breaks a tackle here. Again, down to the 20, the 10, touchdown.
Wow.
So on third and 23 from the 36, they go 64 yards
for a touchdown. That's how quick they can strike here.
And Crawford's lightning.
Yeah, he is. Well, the thing, too, here is our defense. He caught it at about the 40 here and then gained another 40 yards on the play here. And he broke probably 3 or 4 tackles here,
We're just arm tackling.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you, you're not going to arm tackle this kid.
No, and the bad part about it is we had pressure again on the quarterback.
Yeah. He got rid of it quick. He knew where he was wanting to go. He hit him right in stride.
And we've talked about the penalties, the turnovers, etc. But we put plays together, 2 great defensive stops to come out to start the second half, and then you give up the big play.
So do you rub salt in the wound here and do another onside kick to try to get it back here?
No, I think you're up 44. I think that's when you start pulling your starters. You ran your 1 series with them. You're on a running clock. So, you're just trying to get on the bus and ready for the 2-hour ride home.
Here's the kickoff. That was a stronger run back, and he did draw some heavy contact there on that hit there. That's number 80, I believe, on that return.
Is that Bosco?
That was Bosco. Musketeers first and 10 from their own 34 with 8:13 to go in the third quarter here. Nathan out of the gun. He's going to keep it himself, go up the middle. He's going to gain about 6 or 7 yards on the play. Clock running.
Do you open up the playbook a little bit here and just try air something out, see what you can do?
I think if you do that, you tuck that middle. It seems like it's open a lot.
Yeah. And no, keeper by Nathan. He's going to get enough for a first down as he gains another 6 or 7 yards. Fake me out on that one, fellas.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good play. You know, reading here a little bit, Salem scored twice in the final 4 minutes of the first half to tie that at 14-0 going into the half.
Wow. The Jones with a carry there is going to gain a couple. Brings up a 2nd and 8 with under 7 to go, 44-0. Triton Central on top. Nathan out of the shotgun, pass across middle, intercepted by Triton Central. Number 2, he's back to the 20. The 10, breaks the tackle, takes it in the end zone. Touchdown, Triton Central.
Well, little baseball news, the Astros are up 1-0 in the middle of the second on the Boston Red Sox. Divisional play.
$50-0 now. For Triton Central, they'll bring on their kicker to try the extra point again. There's the snap. The kick is good. That makes the score 51-0.
I think we need to back him up and make it a little more challenging on that PATs.
Yeah.
So 5:33 to go here in the third. 51-0, Triton Central. I don't know what Coach Dean out pleading his case against the officials about.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, as long as it's something that's not going to injure a player, I don't know what you really complain about at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know, you're right now. You're trying to just get this over with.
Another score update. Here's an onside kick.
Jared Jury falls on it.
Probably a smart move.
I think he slipped a little bit. He may have took one to the house.
Got a score update from you down at Heritage Hills tonight as North Harrison drove down there to play them. They are down 24-6 right now. And Shane, I know you got a nephew on that team, and you probably talked to him over the weekend. They knew going down there is going to be a tough task coming away from victory down at Heritage Hills.
Yeah, it's a tough place to go down and play. They usually have a pretty good football team every year.
There's a handoff to Sterrett. He'll get about 5 on the play.
I'd like to go back to that reverse halfback throw that we tried to run.
Mm-hmm. Coach Bannon in the quarterback. Another handoff to Dallas. He'll cut it back to the middle and not get much at all in that one.
Looks like Nathan.
It is Nathan still in there? Okay, I'm sorry.
And I'm sure Triton Central here is probably, they put in some of their JV.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody to get injured at this point at this score, so.
Keeper by Nathan. As he'll get out, looks like he'll get enough for a first down.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Triton Central will host the winner of Mitchell Clarksville.
I believe that is correct because they're on the bottom of the bracket, right?
Yeah, we're at the very bottom of the bracket. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they will be home team for the rest of the sectional because they're on the very bottom, right? Is that how that works?
Well, and it just depends on the upper part of the if those teams have hosted a home game yet or not. Kind of dictated too. But if both teams that get to the championship have both hosted a home game, then that bottom team will be the host team.
So
I'd say it's going to be. I know Paoli is going to be at Providence next weekend if Providence is playing
Switzerland
County, which Providence should win that game there. They're over at Switzerland County, so they'll get to host the home games as Paoli did tonight, and so
I don't care where it's at. Whoever's playing this team is going to have a tough
they're going to have a rough way to go with it, and
they're pretty solid. Fundamentally sound. I mean, mistake-wise or penalties-wise, have they had many tonight?
not
maybe
many.
a couple.
I remember one personal foul that they had on them, the face mask, and
so a 7-yard gain by Jones there, bring up a 3rd and 1.
They kind of remind me, because they're not real big, but they kind of remind me of the Browns team. Not real big, but they're disciplined. Don't make a lot of mistakes, and they're good at what they do.
They don't shoot themselves in the foot, do they? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Brownstown quite passes the ball like they do.
Yeah.
But,
this team can absolutely carve you up in a hurry. And off to Jones again. It cuts out to the left side, gets enough spins, and I believe is going to get close to a first down here, depending on where they mark it.
Looks like that leg's all right.
Yeah,
he's still driving.
And he runs the ball, but I'm like, if he ever hits the hole, he starts hard, running harder. And
you want to get in front of that?
No. I mean, he's a freshman, 6'2", 230 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know what they got him listed at, but
I mean, he's
235, 6'2". I mean,
that's big for a freshman.
Yeah.
And he'll get better at that. I mean, he'll start running harder and stuff, and he's going to be tough to bring down. I mean, they've got some talent for the future.
There's Dallas on the right side. He's going to get about 6 on the carry.
And you got some young guys on that offensive line, too, that, we have. So,
at this point, you want to see him get on the board. Get in the end zone.
Yeah.
So we're down to 20 seconds here to go in the 3rd quarter. Should get a playoff here.
Trips right for the Musketeers. Nathan goes left. Breaks a tackle. Tries to cut back. Slips and falls. He'll be
got a flag over on the far side. Late flag.
That looks like it's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter here. Score Triton Central Tigers 51, the Eastern Musketeers 0. We'll step away here. Word from our sponsors. Be back to you. You're listening to Musketeer Football on WSLM from Salem, Indiana.
Everyone needs a passion.
Young people, especially.
That's one of the reasons why high school sports are so powerful.
Because they give student athletes purpose, something to be passionate about. I'm Sandra Walter.
And I'm Robert Falcons. We're both assistant commissioners for the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
And we're passionate about preserving the purity of high school sports.
They're the purest form of sport left. They're played on a level playing field.
And they're played for schools and community pride.
They promote sportsmanship and build character.
And this year, we are thrilled to welcome back our passionate fans.
So buy a ticket to your school's next sporting event
and experience the passion and the purity of high school sports.
The athletes and schools deserve your support.
This is your team. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School here for the start of the fourth quarter here. Opening round of sectional 39 here from Eastern as the Triton Central Tigers are on top of the Eastern Musketeers 51-0.
Well, we had a penalty, I believe, there on that last play. Must have been on them because we got a 1st and 10. Well, it's a face mask, have been told by Coach Johannesmeyer. It must have been a face mask on us because we're at 3rd and about 20 now. Yep. I'm looking at the scoreboard over here. Hand off to Jones. He'll jump out and get about 7 or 8 on the play here. Bring up a 4th and 11.
He's running the ball well, right?
Yeah.
This possession.
Tripped right this time for the Musketeers. Nathan back to pass. Pump fakes. Looking. Lets it go across the middle. Got a hand on it, deflected it. He was trying to go to Garrett Jury. So that'll be turnover on downs with 11 minutes to go. Still 51-0 Triton Central. Wes, in the house, we have our new baseball coach, Lincoln Jones. Good to have you here, Coach.
Good to be here.
Thanks for stopping by and seeing us, and wanted to talk to you a little bit about, what happened tonight there, and would you, how you're adapted to this coaching position, and going forward, what we could possibly look forward to and seeing in the team. I know you haven't seen a ton of what you got, but you had a chance to have some workouts there early on. I think you're going through some workouts now, off and on, through the different sports here, but talk a little bit about how things have been for you and how you're adjusting.
Yeah, so tonight we did an alumni game, bringing back some of those guys who played for the Musketeers over the years, trying to reconnect some of the dots of guys who've had success in the past and trying to bring some of those guys back and help mentor some of those younger kids who we have now. And really trying to plug in some of the missing pieces that I felt like we've had over the last few years. And just, trying to make a program to where you have people leave the team, but they're not out of the program and they're still invested and still able to, buy in and have a community feel to the program. As far as workouts and all go this fall, we've done some on-field practices and different things, trying to get out there as much as we can. With football season, we have a lot of multi-sport athletes where you don't get to spend a whole lot of time with some of the football guys, the tennis guys, cross country. You kind of lose time with them throughout the fall, but then try to grab them where you can. And I know a lot of these kids who are on the football team are also playing on the weekends and traveling different places to play to. So they're getting work. But I think our future is looking pretty bright. We got a young core coming in this next spring for the season. We got a couple of veteran players who have played a lot of innings for us coming back, and I think we're going to be a tough team to beat towards the end of the season.
Well, you kind of took the words out of my mouth of what I was going to talk about. We know you got a crop of young kids coming in, but talk a little bit about the veterans you just mentioned, and what kind of experience you do have coming back. Losing 7 seniors, that's always a big loss. You lose 7 starters as seniors, and then we've talked, and you've not called it a rebuilding year, you called it reloading year, and to talk about some of the veterans you got coming back.
Yeah, I think any season, whenever you have the caliber of talent that we have coming back, you're always going to have a chance in the game of baseball. You have you throw a kid up there on the mound, you're able to compete in any game, and I think we have that with Braden Snelling and Yancey Edley coming back. Those are going to be 2 of our guys that we lean on heavily to lead us on the field, off the field, and really taking the reins with some of those younger guys. I mean, you're looking at kind of with the COVID year 2 years ago, with our incoming sophomores are really almost freshmen as well, because you just lost so much developmental stage there. And last year we were kind of struggling with numbers and in between with not having enough for JV games, and it was tough to spread kids around with innings and all, with the limits and things that you have. And so those kids are going to need some guidance as well, and we're looking to really dive in and see what we can do early and make some adjustments and improve all the time.
Well, I'm excited, and I know last year you got fortunate enough to be with a veteran group that Coach Pennington had a lot. COVID, it really hurt him. He had that group, but what do you take from being with the program last year and what Coach Pennington had done, and what that helped you get ready for going into your first year as a head coach?
Yeah, so losing all those guys obviously is difficult, but you learn a lot of different things being under a coach like Coach Pennington, and the things that he did on the field, as far as game day prep and practice prep and different things like that. You can take away certain drills and things that he did, and improve and modify and do what you need to kind of morph it to what the current team is. Not every team's going to be the same, so you can't treat them the same. We're going to have different growing pains this year than what we had last year. With a veteran group, you could expect a little bit cleaner games, and I'm sure we're going to kick the ball around a few times, and that's understandable. These kids are going to be thrown into the fire, and we're going to adjust, and we're going to get better each and every game, and by the time we're playing and hoping to win that last game, then we're going to have a chance. I'm hoping.
A touchdown here, guys, to break in on what we're talking about. Triton Central just scored another touchdown to make it 57-0 as they attempt the PAT here. Again, kicks long enough, and it looks like it will be good. Make it 58-0 with 5:48 to go in the contest.
Something else, Coach. I know you and Coach Gribble become very close, being with the basketball staff, and has he brought any knowledge of first year as a head coach of some things that can help you? Knowing he's not very baseball smart by no means, but has he done anything to help you out and all that?
Yes, definitely. I think learning from people who've had success in the past, who've been around successful programs, you always learn something. And I said, prior to even getting the head baseball coaching job, I said, when people would ask me, how's basketball going? I'd tell them that I learned more about basketball and running a program from him in 1 year than I ever have under any other coach. It's just been great to see the way that he's transformed the basketball program, and be able to pick, different things are transferable among programs. It's all coaching. You're working with young athletes, trying to develop them to become the best that they can be, and ultimately you're all trying to achieve the same goal. We're just playing a different game from time to time. But yeah, there's been, just an abundance of information that he's able to provide for me, and as far as how do we get money to the program, or how do we get our receipts paid for, and different things, and funding and different things. He's helped there as well as just general knowledge of how to handle certain situations. So it's been a real treat to be around him and all the other coaches here at Eastern as well to learn from.
Something else that you've done besides the alumni game is you had the youth in a few weeks ago and getting them involved, and what's some things you would like to see to develop your youth in baseball and getting better at that level, so when they get to you, they're where you need them to be?
Yeah, so we did a breakfast in baseball thing a few weeks ago, trying to bring in a lot of our younger athletes from first grade all the way through the middle school, they came in and brought their parent with them, and we showed the parents some drills that they could work on them, work with them on in the backyard, as opposed to just going out there and maybe just throwing the ball. There were some things that they could take away from that to be able to actually work on some skill development. As far as what do I want to see them become before they come to me, I just like a fundamental hitting approach, fielding approach, just to be a little bit more solid fundamentally. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I don't think you have to have super athletic kids to compete in baseball. You just need to be fundamentally sound, do the things that, do the small things, and good things are going to happen for you on the ball diamond.
Well, to kind of catch us up what's going on in this game, we just got onside kicked. They did recover the football and fumbled. Then they fumbled it, and I'm not sure. I think there was a flag on the play. And we got the ball now. Musketeers got it back from our own 33-yard with 4 minutes to go. But back to talking to Coach Jones here, it'll be here before you know it. You got a tough schedule here that you always have to deal with the conference that we play in, and that you're very familiar with it, being a North Harrison alum. Always had success down there with that program, so no stranger to what you're going to be up against here with this conference and competing in it. But it only makes us better, for postseason. But look forward to getting you out on the field. I know you're chomping at the bit to get out there and get going. Anything you got for us?
No, I'm just looking forward to it. You alluded to the strength of our conference, and there are a lot of really good teams that are going to continue to develop. Silver Creek's kind of the cream of the crop there, and I think we can model a lot of the stuff that we're going to try to accomplish there. You look back at Silver Creek a few years ago, they were the same size as Eastern, and over the course of time, they've grown and kind of developed and really grown that into a program that's a state power now to contend every year with the state championship. And I think we can learn from that, playing against those type of guys, and will really help us postseason wise. We play against a lot of 3A teams in that conference, so that does prepare us well for a sectional that we're competing against 2A schools.
Well, final thing I have for you, Coach, is you're a JV boys basketball coach, so you're very busy. Your wife's a JV volleyball coach, and we're blessed to have you and your wife part of the Musketeer Nation, and we're looking forward to the upcoming season with you guys. And the one thing that I would say here is, and I know Mike even talked about it, is just the way that, we'll go back to yourself and Coach Pribble, is just the way that you guys have carried yourself professionally. And I know as a parent of a player of multiple sports that how much that we appreciate that, how much you really stress your grades as a student athlete. And so we really appreciate that. And, and the expectations of these kids of what you expect on them on and off the field. So, I commend you and the younger coaches, that are coming in, and it's a compliment to you and your parents and the coaches that you've always been around, and we do appreciate you.
Yeah, well, I certainly appreciate it, and I appreciate the kind words. My wife and I have truly been blessed to become a part of the Musketeer family, and thank God every day that we are here and get a chance to work with these kids. And, there's very, very few kids that will probably play any type of ball beyond high school, so I think it is important that they learn that there's more to it in sports. There's more responsibility that can be learned. And really, if you look at it, the kids' expectations of themselves are never going to grow unless you have higher expectations of them as a coach. And you just hope that at some point their expectations continue to climb, and they start to meet those expectations for themselves as well. And that goes beyond the 4 years that we get to spend with them here. And that's kind of part of the alumni network that I hope to be able to build and bring those guys back to continually kind of strengthen the character and the demeanor of the kids that are in the program for the better. But yeah, we're looking forward to it and really, really excited to get going.
Coach, we appreciate you stopping by and spending some time with us. Good luck in basketball as it's getting ready to get started here in a couple weeks.
Absolutely.
I know you're looking forward to that, and then not much of a break after basketball day. You're going to get right into it.
Yeah, it kind of overlaps a little bit anyway, yeah.
And get going. But, again, we do appreciate you stopping by. Good luck with the rest of the year and all you do, and look forward to talking to you here in the future.
All righty. Well, I certainly appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Coach Lincoln Jones, the Eastern Musketeer baseball varsity head coach. Appreciate him stopping by and chatting with us this evening. We'll get Shane back on the radio set here. We have a minute 10 left to go in this contest. First and 10 forward, the Musketeers on the Triton Central 33-yard line. As Nathan's back in the game, he'll hand off to Dallas Sterrett. Dallas breaks a couple of tackles here, going to gain about 5 on the play and get drugged back.
You know, while he was talking to Coach Jones there, Braden Jones was putting on a clinic, and once again a penalty. Brings that all the way back, and
kills the momentum.
Neglects, what we had done there. Final over at West Washington, 60-0. There on a score update.
Here's a flag. Braden Jones up the middle again. He's going to get hit.
Another flag.
So another penalty on the Musketeers. We'll back them up as this game is going to be a final as the clock continues to run here. So,
one thing with Lincoln, I've been around Lincoln. I think he's going to do a really good job. Helping him out and stuff. And just kind of seeing how he's very detail oriented. He's really passionate. Really wanting to get this program going in the right way. Not that it hasn't. Jeff did a really good job with it. He's moved on. But I think Lincoln's going to, is a good, next person in, and he's going to do a really good job.
And he's going to do it his way. He's not to say that Coach Bennington was the way he did it, but each coach has got their own little niche of what they do, and he's going to just do things a little bit different than probably than what Coach Bennington was. Nothing right or wrong out of that.
Not at all.
But you're exactly right. Been really impressed with these young coaches that the Eastern's been able to bring in here. But the final here tonight from Eastern, sectional 39, the Musketeers fall to the Triton Central Tigers 58-0. Guys, it's not a whole lot to talk about in this football game. I mean, it just I felt like it was going to be an uphill battle coming into this game with this team. We knew that they were going to be a strong team and that do a lot of good things, but I think we made them look pretty good too with some of the mistakes that we made.
Yeah, I mean, I think we shot ourselves in the foot a lot and stuff, but I tell you, I mean, you got to give them credit. I mean, all teams I've seen play this year are different. I mean, fundamentally, they're good. I mean, they're fundamentally good, and they don't make a lot of mistakes, and they're going to be a tough team to put out going forward.
I'll say this, Mikey, and you can kind of add to this comment here. I think to beat this team, you better be able to put some points on the board. I think you could score on this team.
Yeah, I think so.
But can you score with them? I mean, they can flat out score and score in a hurry, but they are definitely a nice football team.
I agree with you. You're going to have to be able to score with them, but you're also going to have to be able to defend, a run with a passing attack. And at this level that we're playing at 2A football, what we see, you don't see teams that have the defensive backs, the cornerbacks, and the linebackers that can cover the pass and also have a front line that can get pressure and control the line to contain that run. And, right now looking at our sectional, I've said it earlier, we've talked about it, Paoli's right now the only team I see in our sectional that has that, and I don't know that they have enough to contain this team. I mean, they are, and Shane said that they're Brownstown, in my opinion. It's fundamentally sound as you see them when they come to the line, and it's this, they get set together, they're all one unit, they do everything together. I mean, it's just, they're a unit together, and they don't get rattled by anything else, and they just do a very nice job. And they have a kicker that's going to be able to kick it from 40 yards out, I think, or 45 possibly, that just adds another dynamic to their game. And so,
well, this quarterback stuff, he is definitely something that we've probably not seen all year, just the way that he's composed. behind the line of scrimmage. He never panics. And, hats off to this team. And I wish them luck going down the road here. We got beat by a good ball team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, going into this, you were going to have to play a perfect game, best game of the year, and they were going to have to play under par for us to have an opportunity to win. And that's nothing against us and nothing against anybody, but it's just, the talent level, the difference there. And I know the Musketeers, was unfortunate, didn't win a basketball or football game this year, but there was signs of growth, improvement, and I sat here on opening week against West Washington. I was thinking, we're going to be able to compete and win some football games this year, and, COVID strikes again when you lose a heartbreaker to West Washington that, I think anybody that was here knows that we should have won that football game. And then you got Crawford County that you're thinking is a good chance of winning, and you find out the day before you're supposed to play, you're not going to get to play them, and you pick up and you got to travel 2 hours to North Davies, who's a heck of a football game. It just roller coastered from there.
Well, before we get off here, guys, I would like to mention our seniors that will be moving on here, and whatever they decide to do, whether it be college but we do wish them the best of luck here. I do want to mention them: Nathan Toish, Dallas Starrett, Michael Terrell, Chris Van Galen, Elijah Hammond, Matthew Johnson, Michael Abney, and that is the seniors that we have. And again, I want to thank them for their hard work and 4 years that they put in here, and I do truly wish them the best of luck and the rest of the year, whatever they do. If they wrestle, they play basketball, baseball, whatever it is. But I want to thank them and wish them the best of luck for what they brought to the Eastern football program. I know that that's not a spot you want to be in as a senior down there. Your last football game, you're going to walk off this field one more time, and it's probably got to be tough for them.
Sure. Football takes a lot of time and effort. Yeah, we do definitely thank them boys for what they have done for us.
Yeah, I agree, and also want to thank our sponsors, Greg and Becky, once again, and I personally want to thank you two. Without you two, and it's hard to do by yourself, and we've been able to make it work. And basketball right around the corner, we pick Adam up. So we're going to be on the air, and we're going to bring you some basketball this year, and we're looking to make some deep runs this year.
Yep, I'm hoping so on both boys and girls side. I know it's an exciting time around here for both sides of girls and boys basketball, and what the boys team is bringing back to Eastern High School. We talked about it for years. This is what this town was built on was basketball. The gym full. Everybody. That's what we did on Friday nights. We went and watched the boys basketball game, and so we look forward to that. Shane, again, I want to thank you not only the football field for helping us out with announcing, moving forward with the coaching of the helping the baseball team. Thank you in advance on that, and I know you're very involved with what goes on here at Eastern High School, and we appreciate you, Mikey. I appreciate the heck out of you, and look forward to calling these basketball games with you two and Adam. And if you guys don't have nothing else, we'll send it back to the station.
It's been a lot of fun this year. Enjoyed doing it. Looking forward to the basketball. It's going to be an exciting year, I think.
That's about all I have. Mikey and Shane, the final score here from Eastern High School, the Triton Central Tigers, 58-0 over the Eastern Musketeers. And remember, just a quick note, November the 5th, the girls will open up basketball at Borden. It'll be a 6 o'clock start for the JV game and roughly 7:30 for the varsity game. And just a quick note, 2 weeks from tonight, my daughter gets a shot at playing Indiana University in Assembly Hall. Come up. It's
Nothing watch.
as far as I know, it's open to the public. It's free admission. It'll be a 7:00 start, and it's just been a dream since she was 5 years old to be able to play there.
Assembly Hall.
So it's and Indiana's ranked 8th in the country to start the year out. So I talked to the other day. I said, just go play, have fun, enjoy the moment. And
exactly.
So good luck to the UIndy Women's Greyhounds as they actually start this weekend. They go on the road for an exhibition up at Hillsdale. We got another scrimmage next weekend against DePaul, Division III school. Then in Indiana on the 5th, and then the following weekend they open up regular season at Malone on Friday, and then Saturday they'll be at Ashland, Ohio, which is always a top 5 team in the country. So good luck to them going forward here, and I wish them a healthy and safe and season. But for Mikey, Wes, and Shane, you've been listening to Musketeer Football on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana, and we say God bless and good night.